Welcome to the righteous sphere. We separate the gray areas over here. We don't do the lying like those other places. No. We don't do no fucking lying over here. You're gonna get the truth.
How much do kids learn from what they see and hear from adults?
Show me the child who has the skin color most adults like.
And show me the child who has a skin color most adults don't like.
These are questions that we, along with CNN's Soledad O'Brien and a team of psychologists hired by CNN, spent months investigating through tests, interviews with children and their parents. But they're questions that have been asked for decades. The first doll study ignited controversy in the 1940s when psychologists Kenneth and Mamie Clark pioneered studies in the effects of segregation in schools by asking African American kids to choose between black and white dolls. The so-called doll test found black kids overwhelmingly preferred white over black. Those results were at the center of the landmark 1954 Supreme Court case Brown versus the Board of Education that desegregated American schools. How much?
His opponent, accompanied by Ross Mann from Harlem, New York, weighing in at 215 pounds, GMG Big Money.
Oh, I can't wait to see this one. These two have been waiting for this one for quite some time, and to be honest, so have I.
If the shoe fits, let them wear it.
Salute, and welcome to class, gang. Welcome to class, guys. How y'all feeling tonight? It's Friday. Yes, sir. It's Friday. Welcome to the Righteous Fair. We over here at the Brutally Honest Goodbread Show. You know what I mean? It's the Brutally Honest Show where we don't cater to any groups, gangs, communities, religions, feelings, emotions, races, people we like. None of that. We cater to the truth. We cater to common sense, and we do not complicate that, guys. Yes, guys. So before we get started, let me introduce my guest that we have tonight. Yes, sir. We got my guy, Triple M. I'm going to call him Triple M, Male Motivation Matrix. And we got, we got the pillar of the channel, one of the pillars of the channel. We got my guy, King Rove.
Booyaka.
Shabaranks. What's going on, guys? So, first of all, King Rove, let's start with you, man. Introduce yourself. Let them know. And today, guys, the topic is King Richez goes viral after saying black women are ugly. All right. Without giving all your spill, King Rove, what do you feel about this? Tell them a little bit about yourself and what do you feel about this, King Rove? All right, so we're going to skip King Grove and we're going to go to you, Triple M. Triple M, let everybody know who you is, what you be about, you know what I mean? And then break into the title.
Okay. Yeah, over here at Male Motivation Matrix, we're about male education, male empowerment, and basically same thing that you about, speaking the truth, empowering men to be great in every aspect of life, health, education, fitness, and making money. So you already know. Let's get to it. As
Let's
far
get
as, go ahead.
let's get to it, man. Welcome to the Righteous Fair, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Righteous Fair, man.
Dude, this righteous view, man, it's different, man. It's it's provocative, man. I mean, I don't even know what that means. It gets the people going.
All right, now, welcome, man, welcome. So, when it comes to the King Grove, there we go, man. King Grove, introduce the people, King Grove. Let them know who you be, what you about, man.
I am the original soul brother like none other. Also a professional titty sucker, nigga.
King Grove always in peak form. You know what I mean? King Grove, we got a good show tonight. Triple M, we got a good show tonight. Well, let me not talk about it. Let's be about it, guys. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Let's get straight on into the content, man. Let's get straight on into the get down. All right. So you guys saw the intro. Let me play this intro back. I need you guys to understand. People have their own preference, guys. And people is allowed to have their preference. Only thing make it silly is when they get on these public platforms and they spew their preference around. Then their preference can be miscued as hate. All right, guys? So let's get on into what we got going on today.
All right.
First piece, guys, I want y'all to break this down. Tell me what y'all think about this right here, guys. This is just a warm up. We just warming it up about preference, guys, because that's what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about preference, guys. All right, YouTube. This is a critical review and reaction. We finna get it.
Would y'all rather have a fat boyfriend or an abusive boyfriend?
I'd rather have an abusive boyfriend. I don't fuck with fat boys.
What about you?
Abusive.
So y'all heard it for yourself. Even our young ladies are getting poisoned to stupidity now. And their preference is their preference. I can't knock them. But their preference is to rather have an abusive, toxic man than an obese dude. Mind you, those are some girls that still got their collarbone. But give them a few years, they gonna be on the obese side themselves. Guys, y'all want to chime in on that and tell me what you think about that right there?
Yeah, it's pretty much just an example of, what's going on in today's society, where, a lot of women, they're choosing the wrong men. They don't know how to pick a responsible man, by his character and his morals. And, it's kind of indicative of not having men in their lives, their brothers, their fathers, to help them choose the right men. Because women in today's society, a lot of men can see it on social media, your Instagram, your TikTok, you see the videos. And I would probably say 80-90% of the time, they're going to choose the toxic guy, the guy with swag. They choose superficial things. Like they'd rather be with an abusive man who's in the top 10%, who's got the swag, the looks, the money, treats them horribly, but it looks good to their friends, somebody they can brag about. So they're not picking men based on substance, morals, and characters anymore like they used to.
Absolutely, man. That was well put and well said. We're going to hear that one more time and get straight on into the main event. I want y'all guys to know that I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm not here to, how y'all say, you know what I mean, ridicule you guys. We here to talk about topics that make people uncomfortable, because those are the topics that need to be discussed. We need to come up out of the falsehood. And I know, and y'all know, those of y'all that have watched me long enough know that I don't believe any one of y'all is ugly. I know that my sisters, black women are poor, and that's not ugly. You know what I mean? They're not ugly, they're poor. And that's poor-minded, guys. That's not poor-pocketed. That's just poor-minded. They let society, a wicked society, condition their mind. All right, guys. That's why poverty, poverty is a mindset. And a lot of our sisters, majority of our black women, like I tell you all the time, they're not ugly. They're just poor, bro. So again,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Would y'all rather have a fat boyfriend or an abusive boyfriend?
I'd rather have an abusive boyfriend. I don't fuck with fat boys.
Hey, what about you? Abusive. Abusive. All abusive. All right.
and this attests to what Triple M said. It's no father figures teaching them. And mama think everything cute. Gotta understand. Mama inadvertently think everything cute. She don't mean no harm, but the nurturing in her, the nurturing skill in her is to think everything cute, harbor your feelings, cover your feelings, lie to you. You know what I mean? But let's get on into why we came here, because I know y'all ain't come here to hear a girl and her preference, because y'all allowed, women are allowed to have a preference in our wicked society. You know what I mean? Y'all came to hear this man and his preference. You know what I mean? Because, you know, black women could tell us what they like and what they don't like all day. And they don't mean no harm. But as soon as a man say what they like and don't like, you know what I mean? No matter how he say it, it's still a problem. So let's get on into this, guys. For those of y'all that don't know, King Richez is the guy he be caping for Pearly a lot. Like he be caping for Pearly. His girl is Italian, and he'll cape for Pearly before he cape for his Italian girl. She's pretty too. I mean, of course, the sisters is gonna say she ugly because he said she's ugly, but nah. King Richie's the guy that was arguing with the other white British lady on the Pearly show. Remember when Pearly kicked off the lady? She
Yeah.
kicked off. Yeah, King Richie was the guy that was arguing with the lady, and
Okay.
because he called her bro, and she said, "I'm not your bro. I'm not your bro." That's King Richie, guys. So
Even
let's
though she called him bro 5 times, but that's beside the point.
you
You
know
know
what
what
I
I
mean?
mean?
But even with that argument, that go to show you that he'll argue and get into it, even with a Caucasian, with a white bread. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
all day. He checked them too. You know, one thing I can say about him, he's an equal opportunity checker. You know what I'm saying? He let them know. Dudes too. Dudes and got on there saying silly shit. And see, he'll tell the dude shit, we can go outside. That's why I fuck with him, because some of these dudes talk all rough to females, but they ain't got no smoke for no grown man. Nah, he ain't like that. He got more smoke for the man. They try to educate the females.
exactly,
You mean, you know what I mean? I mean, he ain't no good bread or nothing, but I fucks with him.
exactly. I mean, and his opinion is his opinion. All right, let's hit
Straight
it,
up.
guys. Let's get it. Again, guys, YouTube, we're gonna critically review this.
You're brutally honest and you take an honest look at in the world and you look at the average black chick you see walking around, she's probably not good looking, like, and you have to just be real about it, right? And this was a lot of what a lot of people said in the comments under that video. They were saying that, you know, a lot of black chicks just ain't good looking. That's why a lot of black guys are going elsewhere, going to other races of women, you know, and, you know, there's other factors as in, like, you know, a lot of black chicks having bad attitude, being overweight, etc., etc.
Bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
The
Now I'm gonna
Simp
stop it
Brigade is
right
here.
there, guys. I'm gonna
Simp
stop it.
Brigade is here.
I'm gonna stop it right there because, of course, when any black man speak the honest truth about what our sisters have turned themselves into, they gonna get attacked by men. See, this is where I told the girl this last night, because she always try to make it about them. The women always want to make it about them, but Lord and behold, it's not about y'all. Know what I mean? It's not about y'all. Even though we got 80% of men who put that, they gas y'all to believe everything is about y'all. It's not about y'all. The war is between us alpha males, sigma males, free agents, men with some sense, godly men, righteous men. It's us against these simp enforcers. It's 20% of us and God against 80% of them and the devil and his wicked ways, bro. That's the war.
Facts.
So when you go to correct your sister and you get a black man, and now you even get white breads. You get the wicked white breads jump out there and want to cape and correct you for checking the sister because they need that. They make the most money keeping the sister stupid and docile. That's how. You know what I mean? They make the most money keeping our sisters dumb in the gray area. So when you go to check them and bring them up out the gray area, no matter how, by any means necessary, them motherfuckers will jump at you. They'll get at you. Guys, y'all want to add anything else to that before we continue?
Yeah, basically, to piggyback on what you were saying, women don't have any power unless men give it to them, right? Just being straightforward and honest, women are the weaker sex. A woman could never walk up to Mr.Goodbread and say, hey, get in the kitchen and do them dishes, or I'm gonna black your eye. You know what I'm saying? Like 9 times out of 10, physically, they're outmatched. Mentally, we know that men are logical. I think 99% of all inventions were created by men. So men are builders. We just think differently than them, right? They're better at, men build the house. They also say that women are the ones that decorate it, right? They move in, they don't build it.
Right.
So we have different skill sets and we're usually problem solvers, and that comes into play. So, when it comes to, what he was saying, he's allowed to state the obvious. And a lot of men in the manosphere, the red pill space, whatever you want to call it, just dudes in the barbershop, it's still all the same thing. As men, we know these conversations have been going on for a very long time, for a few decades. At least the past 2 or 3, 4 years, it's been heating up. But like you said, they're not ugly because Black women are the most beautiful women on the planet. We know that, right? But what they have allowed themselves to be conditioned into mentally makes them ugly. On top of, they celebrate. Our women, Black women, celebrate and champion ratchetness. They champion whatever men don't like. We say we don't like weave. The majority of Black men say they don't like weave globally. And even in the United States, they double down on it. They got the yellow weave. They got the blue weave, the red weave. Then with the lashes, they do that. A lot of men don't like that. I've never seen a man say, look, babe, you nice and all, but I ain't gonna wife you because your lashes ain't long enough. Like, what man's gonna say that? Like, we're not really attracted to that. We put up with it. Like I was telling you behind the scenes, Mr. Bread, Goodbread. I was like, it's a lot of things that women do that men will look past because out of necessity, we need sex and we need companionship. But ultimately, compared to being their natural selves, our women, Black women, the majority of them, or at least like he said, the average ones, the average Black woman celebrates the ratchetness. Whether it's Cardi B, she can be a millionaire. She can be Meg Thee Stallion. She can be a city girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna turn it over to you too in a second. But like even the brat, she's 50 years old or close to 50, and she's still dressing like she's 15 years old with a cutout throwback maternity jersey, and it's just there's no class. And so it's
true. It's damn true.
Correct. So yeah, it's a combination, but it really is like they're the most beautiful women just naturally, but what they celebrate and champion and wear, and you see them walking around Walmart with the slippers on, the pajamas, and like I say, just wearing everything that Black men traditionally don't like.
Facts. King Grove, you was gonna jump in there. What you got?
Well, pretty much, my brother. I was just gonna say, pretty much in regards to the wigs and the weaves and all that, the lace fronts, the Yaki number 5, honey blonde, all that. Look, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a ghetto motherfucker. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. But so I'm gonna say it like this here. I would prefer, you know, a girl to have a nice long length of hair. You know what I'm saying? So she can have that exotic look like she's some kind of aborigine or some kind of African princess. But unfortunately, see, I know the truth behind that shit. A lot of our sisters, their mothers damage their hair putting that chemical burn on them. You know what I'm talking about, with that extra super strong grown woman perm, when they should have been using just half of a Just For Me kit. You know what I'm talking about? So they fucking up their heads, and their heads even can't grow hair. And I will say this, I would rather see, you know what I'm saying, a nice looking wig of any color, as long as there ain't no clown, you know, no shit like no big ass afro like Bozo the Clown or nothing, with fucking rainbow sherbet colors in this motherfucker. But no, I would rather see a nice lace front, or, you know, some nice looking you know, weave, whatnot, better than no bald ass head looking like Spider-Man from the back. I can't do it, bro. I can't.
Why you
And as far
always
as them
judging me,
eyelashes,
Mr. Goodbread? You think you
as far,
better?
as far as them big ass eyelashes go, you know, the homie right. Really, that's not my preference as far as I'm gonna be marrying no bitch ass. But I will say this about the big eyelashes, especially when a nigga faded or a little drunk, you know what I'm saying? That makes good target practice, homie. You feel what I'm talking about?
Oh,
That
it's
makes
true.
good target
It's
practice.
damn true.
Yeah.
Talking about, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna leave you with this. This is how I feel about the situation.
In the back room with a hit of the bass, and yo, 15 minutes after leaving the club, they be back with 2 and 3 people with them. So what? They didn't come back for the cocaine. They came back for the face.
There it is.
There it is. All right, let's get back to it, guys.
But you know, that really stuck out to me because, you know, when I do just like take an observation of like the average black chick you see, like for instance, if you see 100 black chicks in a day, how many of those chicks are like a 7, you know, a 7 or above? Like, it's not really that many, bro. I think it is a unique problem, or an exclusive problem to black people and black men in particular, because the average black chick walking around is not pretty, bro. I don't know what time it is wherever you're listening from, yeah, but if you go outside now, yeah, well, not now because it's right here in the UK, it's like 1:30 in the morning on a Sunday night, but tomorrow, yeah, do this experiment. Whether you're a man or woman, whoever you are listening, yeah, you just go outside and you count every black chick that you walk past or you see, right, and make a tally, yeah, of how many black chicks you see and how many of them is actually pretty in the face.
Now, fellas, I'm gonna stop it right there. I need y'all to keep it real with yourself. And ladies, I also need y'all to keep it real with yourself, ladies. Even if you count yourself as one of those females that you think you look good, when you walk past, see, and even with females, y'all think everybody, so she's cute, and it's such falsehood. It's such falsehood. But fellas, be honest with yourself when you walk past. And I know in the Bronx, it's not a lot of good looking black girls in the Bronx. The Bronx got a lot of Spanish women, great. But it's not. If I was to do that in the Bronx, it's not gonna look good. And then if I go to Harlem, you know what I mean, and Harlem gonna be better, but it ain't gonna be that much better on a overall. But it is gonna be a little bit better.
Hey, you remember that movie Juice, filmed in your hometown, Goodbread?
Yep.
Okay. Now you remember Raheem, the leader and the most athletic and, you know, the popular dude of the crew. You see who he was mad over, his baby mama, what she looked like.
Right.
There you
Right.
go. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Bitch looking like Daffy Duck in this
In the
motherfucker. My bad, go ahead.
face, forget about the boobs, forget about the fat ass, forget about all of that. Just look at their face, bro. How many of them are actually pretty, bro? It's not that many, bro. It's not that many, bro. Like, and I swear it's the truth, bro. It's just the truth. It's the fucking truth, man. Even with that being said, a lot of these girls, their saving grace is just their bum. Like, if they didn't have a big bum, a lot of these girls are fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them are just fucked.
And again, yo, you know what I mean? Again, what he's talking about is our sisters, they was raised to market sex and look for love. If you market sex, you gonna get dick. You're not gonna get love, you know what I mean? And a lot of women, they really take pride in this butt, having a butt. A lot of our sisters take pride in having a butt. They think just because you have a butt, that's everything. And it start back in that house on that plantation with the grandma talking about how, oh, look at her butt, look at her butt. You know what I mean? This is the black community shit right here. This shit that go on in the black community. Remember, guys, my mama black. My mama black. My auntie's black. Everybody black. Everything black. Know what I mean?
Yeah,
Guys, y'all want to add something to that?
It's a couple ways to look at that. You know, you look at that lady that just went to Mexico, you know, to try and get the BBL. She ended up getting two of her friends or two of her family members, you know, killed. She came back. You know, it's like our women, they champion the BBL. It's kind of like the Sarah Bartman story. Are you guys familiar with the Sarah Bartman story? Pretty much everybody is, but you know, they champion stuff that we used to be very cautious of. And, you know, black women already naturally had the best bodies. I'm old enough to remember back in the day when they had body and other women like that, and they would be on, you know, a black tail and a few things like that, but they would work out, and black women just naturally had the best bodies. But now they want to take it to the extreme. It's kind of like cartoonish. They want to look like an ant, you know. And but like you said, is they put the superficial first. They're taking pictures with they ass on the sink and all that. And if that's the first thing that you put, if you put your ass first, that's what a man is going to go for, unfortunately. But you know, regardless of how many times we tell them that, like he said in the video, kind of correct. But I just want to add this last point. I don't really know too much about King Richez, but I actually kind of agree with him. I've only seen the one clip when he was on Pearly, the one you was talking about with the bro, and he, you know, was arguing with the girl. Is most black women and most people on the planet are average, right? You know, you're not that special. But you know, even though our women, you know what I'm saying, that's just not an insult, that's just a statistical fact, like he said. So, you know, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with what he said statistically, but with women, we see the whole social media campaign where all women think they're 10s in their head because of their entitlement and delusion. They don't want to hear that they're not a 10. They don't want to hear that they're not a princess. Every man, think about it. If every man that walked up to you since the time you was you hit puberty up into the time they're in their, you know, 30s, 40s, whatever, you are the prettiest woman I've ever seen. What's up? We give them the best compliment that we can give them. And they're used to hearing that. They're used to hearing that to that man that's talking to them, they're the best. You're the prettiest. You know, you got the fattest ass, you got the best smile, you got this. But they're not used to hearing the truth. And what he's saying is statistically correct. So I kind of agree with what he's saying.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I'm gonna say, like, nowadays, you know, especially because back in the day, it was some badass, fine-looking sisters back in the day, like the late '90s, early 2000s, man. You know what I'm saying? Black girl magic was real. The sisters was winning, man, and they kind of stopped eating salads and stopped drinking water and started drinking all that, you know, extra double fudge root beer bars and, you know what I mean, Dr. Pepper and all this other nonsense they started doing. And, you know what I'm saying, the shit got crazy, man. But they did have the best bodies. He's right, because other races really get rid of the, you know what I'm saying? They didn't, it wasn't their style, but they looked at it as a piece of fat. They was
Damn, we losing you, King
But
Grove. Yo,
but the
fix that,
thing
bro.
is,
You killing it. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You good. You back. You back.
It was dropping out. I don't know if it was we didn't hear the last 15 minutes. It sounded really important.
Yo, King Grove, man.
can you hear me now? Can you
Yeah,
hear
I
me?
hear you there. I hear you there.
It's not fuck. Okay, I guess there wasn't me. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, I'm just saying, back in the day they was looking good. They was beautiful. Like I could, just go out anywhere and just see them. And for the most part, whether they was like, dark milk chocolate, smooth face, you know what I'm saying, or, high yellow, whatever, they was built nice. They was much more approachable. You know what I'm saying? They kind of had their kids in line. Like I remember, even 15 years ago, a sister would be embarrassed if it was a decent looking dude in front of her checking her out and she was checking him out and her kids was running around acting a fool like baby's kids. Now, they don't give a fuck. They like, you know what I'm saying, nigga, you better accept me at my worst, accept these little bastard ass little nigglets and pay my bills, nigga.
Absolute
That's the
fact.
problem. We got too much ego. We got too much damn attitude, man. Too much fake ass shit. Instagram, you know what I'm talking about, got bitches that look like Whoopi and Oprah running around this motherfucker, Halle Berry and Naomi, man. Cut it out.
You might have to back
Shush.
out and come back in. You might have to back out and come back in, King Grove. Because you're
I'm
giving that good
gonna do
spill,
that.
but it's choppy. It's chopping up and shit.
Yeah, but to piggyback on what he said is right now in today's social media, internet era, it kind of ruined women, or either a lot of people, depending on how you look at it, like I say, it just exposed who they truly are, right? Women have always been vain. If you look all the way back to the pyramids and all that, right? Men, we've always been builders. We've always put our faces on the statues, put everything on the wall. Black women have always looked good, right? But they've always been vain in a sense, but they had it under control. Like he said, in the 90s, they were more approachable. They knew the standards, and it seemed like they knew what men wanted. Because, back in our day, Goodbread, women knew. I'm telling you, back in the 80s, in the 90s, it wasn't even a question. If a woman was pregnant, remember she had to get sent out of town. Like, hey, she visiting your cousins and them or her people and them down south because she got pregnant as a teen, or got pregnant when she wasn't supposed to. She just popped up with a baby. Now they flaunt it in your face and say, well, yeah, I'm like he said, I'm a single mother. You better accept me and my kids. My kids come first, then it's me, then it's their baby daddy. And then after that, it might be my family members and then you. Like, most men aren't signing up for that because men are supposed to be leaders. We're supposed to be the head of the household or at least the head of the relationship. Because nowadays with the feminism movement, we know that put, a couple million women into the workforce. So you can't really survive on one income. And, some women are making more than some men, depending on who they choose. But at the end of the day, you still have to let that man lead. But like he said, is back in the day, they understood their place and their ranking in the social dating market. And like he said, you got twos and threes acting like they tens. We all see the TikToks, we all see the Instagrams. They up here like, yeah, I'm this, I'm that. And it messes up it's kind of like the buyer's market. It's like with anything. You know what I'm saying? If you got something that costs $100 and you want to go buy something like a TV that costs, well, I don't know. You want to buy a $100 phone, and then you want to buy the iPhone 14, if both of them are charging the same price, then it doesn't differentiate between the quality of the product. And right now, you can't distinguish between the twos and the tens right now.
And that's a whole fact. And you see, it be comments like this. It be comments like this that that let you know everything that I be talking about is true, guys.
Facts.
This is what I mean by being overwhelmed with your emotions to where you focusing on the wrong shit. You know what I mean? This is obviously a female who is focused in a black female, black woman, focused on the wrong shit. She got a whole gash. She got a whole head gash, but she worrying and she allow a paper cut to trigger her while she got a whole head gash. The whole head gash is poverty. You know what I mean? See, way too many of our sisters focusing on everything worldly except for escaping motherfucking poverty. You know what I mean? And it'd be sad because they want us to play this let's pretend game with them. Why must us men play let's pretend? This is why they fitting to be lonely. I mean, don't get it wrong, guys. Some of us is gonna sacrifice. Some of us is gonna be the sacrifice because we won't settle for mediocrity in our black women. So some of us, we not gonna get married. We not gonna have long-term relationships. We probably gonna pump and dump for the rest of our career, and that's okay. Don't let society shame you for that because society has shifted and shaped the minds the way it wanted to be, guys. Some of us will sacrifice, guys. But that is the sacrifice. And you got to know that and you got to own that. You got to know that and you got to own that. You know what I mean? Salute Jessica. Salute Tamika. Wonder where the fuck Jessica at. But salute Tamika. Word. Always on deck. Tamika always on deck. So emotional, intelligent. Tamika always on deck to check a nigga. Like, right, like they forgot who thumbnail they clicked in. Come on, man. I gotta start putting me on the thumbnail now. Come on, guys. Y'all know who y'all dealing with. We is emotional intelligent over here. We don't let stupid shit trigger us, bro. This how this man feel. You know what I mean? And the funny shit is, guys, hold on, we're gonna come back to you, King Richie. The funny shit is, right, with these black women, with our sisters, right? Let me tell you right there, they'll comment some shit like that in my comment box. But then when I'm reacting and I'm talking about a video like this, hold on, guys, let me go, cause y'all remember this video that I reacted to? Do y'all remember this hot shit? And what did I say in this video, guys? What did I say? I said, leave her. She's entitled to her fucking opinion, right? But and the girl, yep, she entitled, and the women in the comments say, yeah, cause she entitled to feel how she feel. She entitled to feel how she feel. Black woman, black sister. Remember this one, guys? Remember, let's get to this, guys. Let's get to this.
I think quicker. Bro, I'm sweet as fuck. I got black family members. I'm not fucking racist, for one. Like, I think dark-skinned men tend to stink quicker. And I don't want to have to be rude about it. I don't want to date someone I got to tell, like, hey, your dick stink. Go take a shower all the time. Like, I don't want to have to deal with that. It's just a preference. Simple. Let's be real. Like, if y'all didn't stink, y'all wouldn't be so angry. Fuck, I didn't go on your page, any of y'all pages specifically, and say, hey, you're dark skinned and you stink. I didn't say that. I'm not fucking racist like that. I just said dark skinned people tend to stink quicker. I didn't go on anyone's page and fucking bully them and harass them and make them feel less than. No, so sorry if the shoe fit and you wore it. Maybe I should go hop in the shower. Y'all crazy, bro. I'm the sweetest person on earth. I just be saying some blunt shit sometimes, and y'all take it to the heart. Goddamn.
All right. So the same way modern black women, who, this is ironic though, who try to look white, because she damn sure do look like a white girl to me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? She damn sure look like a white girl to me. Try to make herself look white, turn around and say she just blunt. So King Richie, he can't just be blunt. I mean, like,
he kept it a buck, man. He kept it a whole bean. You feel me?
It's hypocrisy, right? It's
Yeah.
hypocrisy, bro.
So I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Can you hear me good now?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm gonna say, it's gonna be a whole lot more niggas out there of status, even the hood dudes. You know what I'm saying shit like this here. You feel me? You're gonna hear a whole bunch of tears in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have a whole bunch of pretty light-skinned and dark-skinned chicks who didn't figure out what their uncles and grandpas and daddies either did tell them, didn't tell them, they didn't want to learn, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up and cater to your man. You feel me? Like, you could either open up your mouth and start bitching and start a whole argument, or you could just shut up and maybe go bake a little pan of his favorite Toll House cookies. Like, how hard is it to go bake a dude some cookies instead of running your damn mouth and acting a fool? Because I'm going to tell you something. And this ladies, I'm just going to give y'all some free game, man. if we with y'all and say we really into y'all and love y'all, but y'all do something to piss us off, okay, we might not want to leave, and we might not, but we finna get out there, man, with some brand new bitches, and it happens every day.
Facts.
Church.
And you know, if you think about it, you know, we all can see that today's society, it supports women having standards, but it shames men for having standards. So women would tell men loud and proud on social media and in your face. They'll say, "Well, how tall are you? You know, are you short? You know, you ain't got dreads." Or like she said, I like light skin, whatever. Dark skinned men stink to her or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're allowed to state their preferences. She got a little bit of pushback, but as we seen like in your comments or as we see on social media, women support each other's delusion 100%. If a big girl, there was a big girl that was on what was that? It's I think what was it? The It's Complicated or something like that. It was something. She was obviously unattractive, right? The majority of people on the planet, there's a general consensus. I'm not talking about subjectively or you know, when somebody personally thinks somebody's attractive, but generally people could say that she's unattractive. She might be like a 4, 5, 6, but she's saying she's a 10. Women support each other's delusion and they support each other having preferences. But like you know, like my guy was saying, when it comes to men, we're just going to check out because now men are sharing, we're comparing notes now like women did in the 90s when they had all those movies, Stella Got Her Groove Back, How to Be a Player and all that. Now men, and even like King Richez, we're able to share our thoughts and our opinions on our preferences on what we like and what we don't like about women. And that's what has women heated. They don't want men having standards because the things that we have, it's usually non-negotiable. If we don't like a single mother or a woman with kids, that just X's them out. You know, with a man, yeah, you may be short, but we have other areas that we can build up. You can get your money together, right? Or say you got your money together, but you was kind of out of shape. You can build your body. There's certain other things that we can do to tweak what to make ourselves more attractive to women.
And that's a fact, bro. Yo, man, make sure before you get on out of here, make sure you put your link to your channel in the chat. Make sure you put that in. You know what I mean? Try to share that into the chat. You know what I mean, word. Great spill, great spill. Let's continue, guys.
Like, because they're not really like pretty in the face. And you know, all ethnicities of women can have big boobs and shit like that. Like that's not exclusive to no ethnicity. So you know, a lot of times like black chicks have the stereotype of having nice bodies, but really it's just, oh, she's got a fat ass. Like she got a fat ass, all that shit. But even now, bruv, like at the end of the day, a lot of white girls have got big bums now. A lot, bruv. Even where I live, which is like a normal, traditional, you know, outside of London, white area, even a lot of these white girls, they just got big booties, like, and I don't know how they're doing it. They're evolving, bruv. So even that little advantage or whatever that a lot of these black girls has, they don't really have it anymore. How many of the black girls are actually good looking like that? Do you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, a lot of times you will see like good looking, you know, black dudes, and you'll see them with a girl, a black chick, who's not really that good looking. That's the average. You know, is the girl got a fat ass?
Damn. That man said it. It's fucked up, but that man, again, man, you know, that's he's speaking from what he's seeing, you know what I'm saying? Perception is a motherfucker.
That's a fact. And honestly, guys, listen to what he's saying. Like he got a preference. Same thing that the girl just said. Same thing that the girl, similar to what the girl said. In his experience. Remember, he really shouldn't be speaking on black women because you just heard him, right, guys? He don't even be around black women. From where he from, it's not even a lot of black women there. You know what I mean? So this is why he think and believe what he believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of the reverse of that Ebony K. Williams situation where she was just engaged to the white man for 4 years, but she ended up having all this smoke for average black men who drive buses. When everybody was calling her out, like, well, that's not even really your preference. You know what I'm saying? So how you got smoke for this, and it also skews your view, right? If like how old girl, she's light skinned, obviously with the blonde hair, she probably likes light skinned men. So it skews her view because of her preference that, dark skinned men are this, they're less favorable to her. And, that's just human nature. If you like peanut butter cookies, somebody's like, oh man, I got these chocolate chip cookies, man, these banging, these this, these that. You're going to be like, nah, they kind of mid to me, but that's just how it is. But now just women aren't used to men saying this openly. And we all can agree that this hasn't happened. These are the conversations we've been having, your fathers, your uncles, your older brothers. We've been having these in the barbershop or like we building together as men, but we're putting it on the internet. And so now it's shocking for women all over to just hear what men really being unapologetically honest about it.
You know what pissed me off?
Absolutely, it's brutally honest, and again, just to piggyback off of what you're saying, the same way women have a preference and they go on social media and spew it, the same way men can do the same thing. Social media was just not designed for women. You know what I mean? It was not designed just for women.
Facts.
Go ahead, King Grove.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Basically, man, the situation is like this here. People had a preference. I'm gonna say this, man. I don't know why anybody should be mad, especially no damn man, a grown ass man. You feel me? That puts his pants on one leg at a time, just like I do. He shouldn't be mad at nobody, no man's preference of female, especially when these same men, you never heard them on YouTube talking shit about the so-called Black Women's Divester movement and the motherfucking Swirl Nation hashtag movement. You feel me? I ain't hear none of these ninjas saying jack shit about, oh, well, y'all can't do that. They wasn't reprimanding them because they so busy trying to, sell them their magic lucky charms and they snake oil and shit. You know what I'm saying? They trying to, sell these broads a bunch of lies and hopes like, yeah, keep on eating your 20-piece bucket of chicken and having a bad, nasty attitude and shit. Keep on wearing bunny slippers out at the dollar store. Keep on. You're gonna find you a high value man, queen, slay it, queen. That's bullshit. I'm gonna say this, man. If people don't got no problem with people loving the same gender and all that other weirdo shit, then hey, don't say nothing when somebody says they like whatever. That's like if I meet a sister and she says, she's only into the white boys. Shit, I'm gonna say party on, dude. Get your fucking ass out of my face, but go on ahead. You feel? God bless you. I ain't mad at you. Shit, I'll find one for you. You feel me? And while you at it, tell him I want his sister and his mama, and I'll take your sister who ain't capping. But see, a lot of brothers though is still stuck on only dating black women, and there's nothing wrong with that. But guess what though? Y'all done fucked up because there's over like 10 million African sisters between ages of like 19 and 35 in this country. Beautiful West African, South African, and East African, and some North African sisters. You got beautiful Afro Latinas, Caribbean Afro women from like Curacao and all kind of places, Aruba, Jamaica. They here and they know how to act. They don't mind cooking. You know what I'm saying? They know how to cater to a man. So yeah, brothers who still have to have them a black woman, they can get that. And let me tell you something. A lot of them cultures, it's acceptable for a man, if he can manage them, to have 4 wives at the same damn time. And the women ain't tripping. In these traditional black cultures that go back like 6,000-7,000 years. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? I don't really understand why some of these American black women think they got a lock on the market of, I can act however I'm gonna act and I'm gonna get all the top tier, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Pat Mahomes and all these brothers like the top tier dudes. You're not gonna get them, man. You're not gonna get them with a bad attitude, looking like Flavor Flav with a lace front, man. It's not happening.
Facts.
Not happening.
Yes, that's what we care about. You know what I'm saying? Because we know subconsciously, we know that the likelihood of us getting a very, very pretty black girl to Western standards is not high. So we subconsciously tell ourselves to disregard the face. That's what I've realized. But yeah, like it's mad. Like it's actually bonkers. Like we are the only race of men that have to think like that.
This is an example of a colonized mindset to judge black women by Western standards, meaning a black woman is only pretty if she has features of a white woman.
All right, now I'm gonna stop it there, guys. Y'all gotta chime in. Y'all gotta let me know what the fuck was Shorty talking about right there. I don't agree with that. He didn't say any of that. He
Yeah.
didn't say. How are you trying to
She said
say
what he
what this
said out of
man
context.
said when you clearly heard what this man said? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, that to me, that was just a straw man argument. I didn't hear that. He was just saying, that most of them are average or they don't look attractive. And like you said, we all can agree, at least on this panel, maybe even some men in the comments, that our women, they're doing a lot of things that a majority of us don't like. Some men are okay with it, but I think the majority of men, don't like the weave, don't like the bad attitude, don't like the masculine confrontative demeanor that they have. Like you said, I'm the bad bitch, I'm a boss bitch, and that's cool. They feel like that's empowerment, and they're free to make their choices. But like I always say, men are also free to not accept your life choices. You can live how you want, but we don't have to accept that. Or you can be relegated to a pump and dump. And when men don't buy into women or men don't buy into relationships and marriage, then that's when women lose. And that's when society loses, because women need men more than men need women. And especially when it comes to relationships and marriages. Do you guys know that 98 of the 100 richest women got their wealth through divorce? That's why they got all these stats they running around talking about black women, or or actually women in general, but even black women, they got more home ownership than black men, and all that. A lot of that is because of divorce. It's not because they out here getting it, because the stats show from 2019, the latest data, that black men out-earn black women in every category, including college degrees.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
So when you look at the data, we still out-earn them, even though they're going to school, they're the most educated and all this. We're still out-earning them because we pick the harder, dirtier jobs.
That's real talk, man. For real.
They
And
ask
I
for
mean,
the
with that
truth,
being said,
but they can't handle it. They want to remain stupid.
damn fool. Now, with that being said, man, y'all got to understand, brother, that man hit the nail right on the head. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no accountability out here in these streets, man, for some of the fucked up shit that some of our sisters do once they actually do get the bag. And I'm talking about that mega bag, that big, that big change, that big shit boing boing, like Oprah. You know what I'm saying? She gonna start a school for all girls in Africa. And the messed up thing about that, it ended up being some charges of some of them women she put in charge was, inappropriately trying to handle some of them young ladies that they were supposed to be looking after. That's what happens when you don't have no men around. Just, because sometimes you got to ask yourself, man, why would somebody do that? How could you have that kind of money and not set up something for both genders? There's no way if I had that kind of money, even though the boys are way behind the girls right now in education, especially in in the poor urban communities as far as grade school, whatnot. There's no way I'm gonna set up something just for the boys and I ain't gonna set up nothing for, our females. That's crazy. It's almost like you saying, so you hate one or you have no love for one and you put the other one on the pedestal. That's what's wrong, man. It's like people got to understand, man. Somebody said something about peanut butter jelly, man. You know what I'm saying? Like peanut butter sandwich or jelly sandwich Without the peanut butter, without the jelly, it just ain't as good. But you put them together, and it's so smooth.
Church, let's get it.
Church.
Now, I agree with some of the things this young lady is saying in this video, but she's more of a Cynthia G content creator. She generalizes black men on her channel as well.
I figured that. She sounded exactly, and you called it. You called it triple M. You said it. You said, yo, bro, her talking points is it's tampered with. Her talking points is tampered with.
And in my opinion, she's no better than Richard.
Why are you gay?
Pause.
Black men are so powerless and weak-minded that they're not even in a position to be able to form attraction to the women in their own race. Instead, with their colonized mind, they're attracted to who white men tell them to be attracted to.
You know what I mean? And I'm sorry.
Now, guys, I can't let it slide without asking y'all
Yeah.
how y'all feel about that, bro. Because I'm not attracted to who nobody tell me to be. I'm attracted to what the fuck I want to be attracted to. But it's funny how they want to be white. And they were shit crazy to me.
See, that's the thing is, a lot of times with women, men who understand female nature, we know that women project a lot because they're so narcissistic in their point of view. They can only see things from their point of view, so they project how they really feel. Because she was like, men, black men are so dominated and weak that they can't attract their own women. They want to black men want to subscribe to European beauty standard. She's flipping it. It's really them, like you just said. Anybody with eyes can see that our women have a problem subscribing to European beauty standards. And we can go into the history of it, in a later date, but we all understand that is it. The white woman is the status quo beauty standard globally accepted in a sense, right? Even though black women got this, that, and the other, they're wearing the yaki, the Brazilian, the curly number 5, whatever, whatever they're wearing things to look, as we would say, more white. But she's projecting how they really do onto men or onto black men. So it's a bunch of BS.
That's a fact. And the shit that kills me with this whole thing is, I say the white women are trying to look like the black women, because now you hear that shit a lot too in the black community. Oh, the white girls trying to look black. They try to be black. That should be an honor. Why frown upon that? And then I don't see that. Like, I'm in the black community and I don't see white women with afros.
Nah, we don't.
I rarely see white women with motherfucking braids in their hair, plaits in their hair at all in my community. And I'm in the hood. You know what I mean? Now I see my 1 or 2. You'll get your 1 or 2 oddballs who the black women accept as black. Oh, she black.
Yeah.
And they'll find a way. Her grandmother's grandmother black. Got some black, half black, so she black. You know what I mean? But shit crazy to me, bro. Shit is asinine.
It's just projection, man. Like we see, you always got like a few chicks in the UFC that braid their hair, or you got like the Catch Me Outside girl or something like that, like they accept into the culture. Then they'll have a black look, but the pendulum is swung because nothing is absolute, right? There's always an exception to the rule. There's always a white chick that grew up in the hood and she wear the black hairstyles and the blue and this, that, and the other, and the braids. Even Kim K did some braids or whatever. But predominantly across the board, the majority, I would probably say 90 to 95% of white women or whatever ethnicity that's close to white, like Spanish and all that, they're not doing that. They're not trying to look black. They do it because they want to switch it up. But if you look at on our side, I would have to say the majority of American black women are doing their damnness to look white. And they cover it up with all these lies and like, hey, the Melanesian kids, this little small sector, they got blonde hair and this, it's not exclusive to just black people. We know why y'all doing it. And besides, I always kill that argument anyway. When y'all bring up the Melanesian kids over there, you're not doing it because 1, y'all didn't know about them beforehand. 2, even then, their hair is still curly. When you see those pictures, it's still curly. Why do you have that straight blonde weave in there? Like the girl in the video that you just showed. So it's just a bunch of excuses to cover up for what they really want to do.
It's deeper than that, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, homie. And I'm glad you said that about, with the blonde hair like that. Whether that's a motherfucking, what do you call that, weave or wig or whatever, and it's long and blonde, you got to pay attention, bruh. What she said, that wasn't even for you. That wasn't for us. That wasn't for nobody in our race. That was for them racist, black men hating white boys that like to dabble in the dark every now and again. She trying to attract them. So, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to call you a jigaboo because she'll do it for them. You feel me? They ain't got to get canceled. And I've seen videos where these racist, white dudes be riding in the car and they say, all y'all haters, guess what? Since I can't say it, she gonna say it. And she calling us a word with the ER. She not saying the A. I've seen several of them videos. You feel me? So a lot of them, in their minds, they stuck on the plantation. Like, they want massa. They want the mixed kids so they can have kids with the good hair. Like, I ain't gonna lie, since the time I've been 16, shit, I've always had broads trying to have babies by me, you know what I'm saying, just because I had long hair, even though my shit curly as hell and nappy, but it grow long. So because of that, they like, ooh, he give me a pretty MF baby. Ooh, bitch. And I be sitting right in front of him like, bitch, I've known you for 3 weeks. And you sitting here talking in front of me like I ain't even there. You telling this boy like you plotting, you feel me, to take a man's seed and bake some of that shit up in your oven. Like, hold the fuck up. And when I hear shit like that, I ain't saying, I'm some rich ass dude, but I just know I'm a good hearted dude, a leader, a provider. I'm a man's man. I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? Like Goodbread, OKL Zone, Toxic, The Bell, Brian Turner, all the brothers, you brother here. I mean, real men, you feel me? And but that being said, I'm not gonna waste my seed on no chicken head. And I was hearing this from broads when I was in college, man. And I'm like, damn, you book smart, but you just turned back into a whole ratchet, man. Like, what the fuck happened? And that's the kind of shit that make brothers look elsewhere, especially when you're on a college campus, even a historically black college campus, because you're going to have a little group of, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans. There might be another college that's actually a big campus with all different races. You're going to have your African women. So, you don't have to keep choosing these little, these little mamas that be at Hoochie Burger, man. You ain't got to.
That's a whole fact, man. Church, man. Church. We going to church today, guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, guys. Y'all know what we do over here, guys. All we do is talk the truth, man. And King Richie, he's on the horn right now. He's on the hook, guys. You know what I mean? He sparked controversy with that ugly comment about black women. But we here today. We here. You got to be able to accept the truth. And salute to my sisters, man. I see my sisters in here. I see Tamika and Jessica. Y'all know what time it is, yo. Y'all black women. Y'all strong black women that like the truth. Y'all like to hear what's going on. And y'all see what's going on, y'all. Part of the 20% of women that have not turned themselves into a monster. But in any way, in any event, let's continue, fellas. Let's continue. And salute to all my sisters that watch and get educated. You know what I mean? Remember, our mother is just that. You know what I mean? Learn how to compartmentalize your resources. Every person you run into is a resource, and not every resource is going to be used for every situation. You know what I mean? And our mother is just that. They brought us into the world, and they maintained us up until we got to get to the knowledge, guys. We can't rely on the shit that they tell us to make us feel good, bro. Get up out that comfortability.
Mm-hmm. But I can't deal with a girl seriously or for a prolonged period of time, and I just don't find her attractive. Like, I find her face kind of like just not nice. Like, if they take their body away, bro, you take their body away and tie their hair up or give them a skin fade, bro, these women look like dudes, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that's completely insane to me. She might have a nice body, but she's just not pretty to Western standards. Like, and the problem is that us black guys that are born and raised in these Western countries, we look at beauty through Western standards.
No, we don't, bro. Stop speaking for black men because you sound dumb.
So,
All right, guys. So here go the cape, and I kind of like my guy, Confidence the Creator. I kind of like him, but again, you got your pro-black guys, bro. That, you know what I mean? They got a lot to these black queens, bro. They got a lot to these black queens. They can't tell y'all the truth. And those are the men I want y'all to stay away from, ladies, because you cannot get better with those type of men feeding y'all bullshit, bro. You know what I mean? Ladies, I know why y'all get attracted to these hell of a sons, because they already programmed on a controlled woman. Women controlled them. You know what I mean? So that they are used to the program. So you know they're going to fit right in to your regimen of control a nigga. Come on, ladies. Stop picking that man. You know what I mean? It'll only hurt you in the end. But let's continue, yo. I can see where this is kind of going.
Own eyes, we look at our own girls as not attractive, which is fucked.
Now, this is King Richez's girlfriend. He'll take.
All right, hold on. We're going to go back because that's his girlfriend, and I ain't seen nothing wrong with her. She's cute. You know what I mean? She's cute. And I hope you guys saw I flashed a couple of our sisters. I flashed a couple of nice black sisters across the board. But this is King Richey's girlfriend, guys. Y'all let me know in the chat what y'all give her. What y'all give her in the chat, guys. From a 1 to 5. You know what I mean? We're not going to play the Kevin Samuels game. 1 to 5, what y'all give her, guys? Let me know. Put it in the chat, guys. Y'all know how we do over here. Where y'all put that rating in the chat. You know what I mean? We're going to play some music. And when the music stop, that's when the rating stop.
Hey, check your text messages. Goodbread.
All right, guys, time's up. It ain't take that long, yo. Shit, your nose look all funny and weird and shit. But all right, guys, let's get back. So y'all, it's safe to say that y'all say she average. She average white girl, average white girl. All right.
Fucked.
Now, this is King Richez's girlfriend. He'll take an average white woman with heavy makeup, eyeshadow, contouring, and she seems to be an older woman. But her whiteness is all he needs to see in order to call her attractive.
But why he can't have a preference, though?
That's cap.
Go ahead, King Grove. Talk to me, man. Why he can't have a preference and why they gotta... Why?
That's cap like a motherfucker, homie. Now, you don't do no bullshit like that. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We hear you.
Yeah, I don't like that shit, man. I mean, look, if that dude attracted to that, you feel me? I mean, number one, based on what I see, the body makeup for any kind of ethnic gypsy looking features her face might have, you feel me? And then, you know, she had to throw that shade at the end, like, hey, she looked like an older woman. Bitch, stop it. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man. You ain't got to, you know, that's what the females do. Us girls do, man. They always got to throw that shade, like on that For the Love of Ray J. You feel me? They called Miss Berry grandma. That bro was 35 years old. Like, come on, bro. Y'all stop hating. Y'all mad because, and look, them was two non-black women that was mad that Ray J was more in love with the black sister Even though she was like 10, 12 years older than them, she was so postured and ladylike and physically more attractive, you feel me, that at 35, she was beating the hell out of them non-black women as far as in competition of just being a lady and looks, you feel me, and femininity. So it ain't all about age. It ain't all about your race. You feel me? At the end of the day, man, real men just want peace. Church.
Church.
We'll overlook a lot of stuff physically if she's bringing us peace, support, submissiveness, and most importantly, silence when necessary.
Facts. In the words of the great legend, my mentor, A Spade, if she ain't holding you down, she's slowing you down. Mic drop.
Correct.
Now, this is King Rich's girlfriend. He'll take an average white woman with heavy makeup, eyeshadow, contouring, and she seems to be an older woman.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Seventh got him. He got him. He got him. Right, Seventh. I know we're not gonna talk about makeup. Our filter queens. I know our filter queens ain't gonna talk about makeup.
He called it filter queens.
Oh man, good one, good one, good one. That's true. That's also true. And you know, these eyelashes counts as makeup. You know what I mean, anything you put on your face, you're making it up, making up, make believe. And I tell you all the time, they want you to play. Let's pretend with them.
But her whiteness is all he needs to see in order to call her attractive.
Listen, I don't want to disrespect your girl, but she clearly doesn't have a butt. She looks tall.
Here go the caping. Here go the simp enforcement. Here go the simp enforcement for the black women vote. For the here go the simp enforcement for the black woman dollar. And ladies, this is why I need y'all to be aware of niggas like this, bro. Because they do it because they know y'all gonna attach your emotions to them, and then they gonna take all your money. They gonna steal all your money, yo. And you never gonna heal and really get the work done that you need to get done because you never was told the truth. How he finna lie to the majority of the listeners. Y'all heard him right there? All cause he feeling away now. And why do you gotta feel away? You know what I mean? You got a girl. You got a girl, right? You got a wife. Let's play that back, man. I find that suspicious, man. I find that very suspicious. This caping old dude, man. You know what I mean?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Whiteness is all he needs to see in order to call her attractive.
Listen, I don't want to disrespect your girl, but she clearly doesn't have a butt. She looks tall, so I'm going to just say she's average. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't find her attractive, and I'm sure you wouldn't find.
That's your business. You're not supposed to. That's his girl. You see what I mean by niggas in their adulterous eyes, their adulterous eyeballs? You know what I mean? Niggas be pervs on top of pervs, bro.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, what makes another man's dick hard doesn't affect you. Flat out.
Thank you.
Find my wife attractive either. And it's not because she's not sexy. It's because, you know.
Oh, man. Spoken like a true hell of a single mother, yo. Spoken like a true hell of a mother right there. Oh, man. It's always, it's always the nigga. It's, yo, King God, you ain't never lie. It's always the nigga, boy.
What's
It's
his name? Who's that guy? I'm not hip to him.
I can't even believe it, man. But yeah, guys, we gonna get on into the psychology of this thing. Y'all know how we do this thing. We ain't gonna just leave y'all off like that. We gonna break this thing down because it's a psychology to it, guys. So y'all don't go nowhere. Make sure y'all hit that like button. And guys, take the time now. Now is the time to share the video, guys. Share the video on all your social media platforms. Pull out your phone. Don't worry if you gotta leave the video. Don't worry, I'm not gonna start till you get back. But share this content, bro. We've been putting out some fire content in the Righteous Fair, guys. Now, I mean, take the time now to go like, share, subscribe to the other brothers' channel. You know what I mean? To the Matrix What is it again? Triple M?
Male Motivation Matrix.
Male Motivation Matrix. You also got Zone 864 TV. You know what I mean? You got KDH. You got Toxic Ring Scandals. You got the Red Carpet Ring. You know what I mean? Y'all know how we do over here. It's the Righteous Fair, and we just show love, and we different. We absolutely different. All right, guys. So make sure y'all share this content. Somebody need to hear it, bro. Even if you're a silent watcher, silent supporter, share it. You know what I mean? Share it. That's how you could support the channel. You know what I mean? Without having the money to be give me any of your money, bro. Just share the message, bro. All right, guys. So let's get on in. Let's go on and get into some more content here. I need to get the psychology out in this because it's all psychology. It's all psychological. And we're not gonna act like ain't no ugly fat women, because I done seen a lot of ugly fat women in my time. A lot of ugly white women I meant in my time. You know what I mean? But as far as the sisters, y'all know who this is? Y'all got
Was that Issa Rae?
Nah, that looked like Salt and Pepper. The song gave it away. I was supposed to mute it, so I know I'll probably get copywritten. But yeah, that was Salt and Pepper right there. And they look awfully white to me.
Yeah.
Them sisters looked a whole lot more brown, man, back in the day.
Yeah, they looked more brown, right? You see how it just shifted. They shifted this. We didn't tell them that. We didn't ask them to shift this. You know what I mean? They shifted to the culture. I'm gonna pull that back on the screen right quick. There we go.
I will say this: skin bleaching creams and accessories right now, just in America alone, in the black community, is a multi-billion-dollar industry every year, and it's growing. And you look at a lot of these black American female celebs, they was about 2-3 shades darker back in the Gap, and now, you know what I'm talking about, they damn near looking like Count Chocula with titties out this motherfucker. Church.
Yeah, and that's the same thing that, you know, all black men I can't say that, not all black men. A lot of black men are complaining about is they kind of whitewashing themselves and their looks. And you know, everybody knows Salt and Pepper from back in the day. If you was outside back then, you know they look good. They look good for a long time. And some men would say they look good now, but we can see a stark contrast between what they look like now and what they look like before. They don't look like the same black women they look like before. They look like they're ambiguous, different country type of women. We didn't know them for all the new.
I ain't gonna give me that Spinderella bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
They
She
look
was
white. Yeah,
one of
Spinderella still got the chocolate on it though. Spinderella
Yeah.
still got the chocolate on it. But
I'm
Pepper,
fucking with it, man.
Yeah.
Pepper is all the way bleached. Pepper all the way bleached.
Yeah. It's crazy. You know, so remember you had Salt and Pepper. Right now it's Salt and Salt.
It's salt on salt. Word. This is Sazon. This shit Sazon damn near.
Yeah.
Hey, they realized that tomboy shit got played out. That tomboy shit ain't bagging no motherfucking thorough high value dudes, man. They had to cut it out.
It's not. But then they'll say that they tell us that the white man tell us what's beautiful or not. But it looked like it's the white man telling them what's beautiful, because they damn sure done turned themselves into some shit here. You know what I mean? But again, guys, I told y'all I know some ugly white women too.
Hell yeah.
Leaving the club early because men are fucking shit. And remember, besties, if you're gonna deal with a man who ain't shit.
Yeah, I know who that was. That was that dude that be on that other podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, he a woman. He think he a woman. That's a whole nother can of worms. Yeah, I know that. I remember first time I seen that motherfucker, I said, God damn, that motherfucker ugly. Shit.
That shit crazy. All right, guys, I got more content though. We got more content. We're gonna get into the psychology behind this shit right here. You know what I mean? You know, like we always do around this time. All right, let's get it. Because I told you, all this racism and all this bullshit is learned behavior, guys. So we gonna find out. We gonna get to the bottom of this shit.
Hey, Goodbread.
Yes, sir.
I'm about to go and tap out, man. I'm about to charge my phone, man. My tag team partner, DeBell, 5 Thievy, man. He want to tag, man. Let me tag out. Let me tag my wrestling partner, man.
No doubt, yo. Tagging the B. The B should have the link, but I'm gonna go in and drop the link too after I pull this video up.
For sure. Peace out, my brothers.
Yo, I
All right,
appreciate
peace,
you, man.
man. Be blessed.
Appreciate you.
I'm still gonna be listening and shit. I'll be making comments from time to time on my other phone. I'm gonna put this one down because this one here is smoking. All right, niggas. Before y'all eat dinner tonight, remember, bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Likewise.
Peace.
Peace, bro. Salute my guy Steve Teague in his house. Steve Teague in his house. All right, guys, let's get into this real quick piece. See what you say.
There are lots of different colors for skin.
I have questions for you about these pictures of different children.
After I read the question, I want you to point to the picture that fits the story.
Are children colorblind in America?
Show me the smart child.
Show me the mean child.
Can you show me the dumb child?
Show me the nice child.
Is bias measurable even at an early age?
Well, I be damned. Well, I be damned. Let's talk about this, Triple M.
Yeah. Well, you know, the color test has been around for a long time, since slavery, where they had the paper bag test. And, you know, we had the Willie Lynch letters. A lot of people should be hip to that. And if you're not, it's just basically a set of rules that they came up with back in the slavery days, where they would kind of mess with Black people's minds, where they would turn, you know, the men against the women, light against dark. And they created a system where they rewarded you if you were lighter in color. And that was kind of the basis of modern day racism, where, you know, white is right, Black is bad. And so that's why those kids, this looks like this is probably in the 80s, 90s or so, maybe even 2000s. But long story short, it's a perpetuating or self-perpetuating system where it's just, you know, people pass it down consciously and subconsciously that white is righter, smarter, and good, and Black is bad, dumb, and mean, toxic. Everything negative is associated with Black. And these kids look like they're probably about 6, 7 years old. And it's kind of messed up that they're indoctrinated with that mantra at this young of an age. And it's going to manifest itself as they get older.
And that's a whole fact. And we got the God, the Beezy in the house. Beezy, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. What's going on, fellas?
Having a good old conversation, yo. Beezy, Triple
Welcome.
M, MVP to Beezy.
What's going on, my guy?
Yeah. Welcome, Beezy. Nice to have you on the panel.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I mean, as far as this topic, man, it's like if you think about people's preferences, who gets compromised for their preferences the most between Black men and Black women? You know, it's Black men.
Correct.
There's no group of Black men that ever boycotted a Black female's job for dating a white woman or a white man. But you got several incidents of Black women boycotting the movie Black Panther, the movie Birth of a Nation,
Yep.
and any other. I mean, you can think of some other junctures that the black men are in, are in, but you have like certain females such as like Candace Parker, who was like heavy into that fake social justice, uh, during the George Floyd little era, and other WNBA players like Renee Montgomery, and both of these females are married to white women. Now, when black women criticize white women, why do they always got to go to the ass? Her having a flat ass or her having
Facts.
pale skin.
Mm-hmm.
So when they say that a black woman acts like them or looks like them or whatever, like Goodbread said, and me and Goodbread talked earlier, you don't see too many white women wearing afros unless it's Halloween.
Yep.
And as far as like, tanning or whatever the case may be, you might see them say, hear black women say white women got pasty skin, like when they describe pearly.
Mm-hmm.
But if she went out and tanned, they would say she's trying to act black. So tell me the perfect white woman for the black woman. Because Candace Parker's girl don't got a big ass. Renee Montgomery's girl don't got a big ass. Wanda Sykes' wife don't got a big ass. There's several black women that prefer white women over black women. But we never hear the criticism for these black women for choosing white women. And we never hear criticism about black women that's choosing white men. But if a black man speaks up for the black community and his preference is a white woman, he is no longer a black man. It's always an asterisk behind his blackness. But
Church.
you got a vice president, she ain't really black, the Kamala Harris, and then you got the what is she, Supreme Court justice, married to a white man, and nobody talks about this shit. But Clarence Thomas gets criticism for marrying a white woman. Ain't that something?
That's some bullshit. That's what that is.
They ask for the truth, but they can't handle it. They want to remain stupid.
I mean, it's just so many contradictions, man. And as far as with the black community, like my man, you said that the majority of black women are beautiful, right? Because that's your preference, is black women.
Correct.
I mean, that's what I pick up from your comment, right?
Correct.
Okay. So now, what's the criteria for being beautiful?
Well, go ahead.
Is it the skin color?
What beautiful, I think we all kind of agreed on that. Goodbread brought it up. My other guy brought it up. Is beauty is subjective, right? It's not objective. Right. It's not a worldview. So, some men like ass, some men like titties, some men like, skin complexion. I have my own personal preference. Do you want to know like my personal preference, or you just want to know the general answer of
No. I got your personal preference through just by what you said.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, what is the criteria for being beautiful?
Well, there's an objective one where we all can agree that, like, we'll say, if she was a white chick, remember the Angelina Jolie? I don't even, I don't like, that type, but I can look at her and say she is, she's beautiful. She's pretty. She's at least pretty, right?
Right. Then, when she was younger, yeah. When she was younger, she was pretty. Never had a body.
Yeah. But she had a nice face. And then, like Halle Berry, even white men that was probably racist, we all knew, everybody could agree that Halle Berry was a pretty faced, nice, slim body. You know what I'm saying? She was attractive. She was pretty. Right. It's like Miss, Universe or whatever, where you can look at these women from around the country and they're just pretty women or attractive. And like you said, is with beauty, there's certain parts that the general masses can agree on and say, hey, that itself is pretty.
Yo, let me answer that, guys.
Go ahead.
Because that was a very good question, and a lot of guys don't understand the answer to it, and they chasing their own tail, right? Guys, and stop me when I'm wrong. Beauty is peace, all right? Remember I told you guys a long time ago, what does money buy you, bro? Money buys you peace, and peace buys you happiness, in that order. So if beauty is peace, then you better be using your money to buy you peace. So when you go out here tricking and simping on these women because of their beauty, if their beauty don't equal peace, then you will never be happy, nigga. All right? So beauty is peace.
All right. I wasn't done coming around the. I was coming around the base. I was at second base.
I saw you. I saw you.
That's more of a metaphysical. You know what I'm saying? Like that's more the overall view. But I thought, in my opinion, if you're speaking of it just pure animalistic attraction, is visually, beauty is more visual. You know what I'm saying? But what you're saying is more metaphysical, where beauty is peace. That's a beautiful thing. But I think
it has to be a combination, right? I mean,
Correct.
It has to be a whole.
It is, and that's why a lot of these women, a lot of our sisters, black women, 80% of our women, their sisters, the black ones, they don't bring peace. They're not beautiful. I mean, that's why I can't say they all beautiful. That's why I would disagree with saying they're all beautiful. They're not, because they're all not peaceful. They're all not at peace.
Okay, that's your perspective, but my man's perspective is the majority of black women are beautiful, right? So I wanted to see what the qualifications was for the beauty, but I know everybody got, ass, body, face, whatever, right? So all that aside, now, do you find any white women attractive?
Okay, you know what? Let me just qualify what we started off on. I thought you were going off earlier when we were saying, we was talking about looks, and I was saying, majority of black women, they're beautiful, but that's more subjective. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Because like as far as like, they're labeled as having the best bodies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
Like
that was probably in the 80s.
Yeah.
Because now we have 80% of black women that's obese, so we can't give them that title no more.
Correct. And I was speaking, in general, but like I was talking with Goodbread just earlier today, the CDC stat, which obviously you've read from 2019, is 80% of black women are obese, and then 80% of black women are overweight, and then 80% of that, which is 4 out of 5, are overweight. 80% are overweight, and then 80% of that 80% are obese. So a majority of our women, which is just basically 4 out of 5. If you want to do the math, it's 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 black women are overweight, and then 4 out of 5 of that, they're obese. So it's a majority, no matter how you right? 80% is 80%. So like you said, it's not the same as how it was back in the day where you only had a few random Buffy the Body. And remember, there's a few other ones from way back then, but they were very rare, and they still were fit. Remember, they still would work out. Like I remember back in the day, black women took pride in working out. They were just, you know what I'm saying? And now you got like, everybody has a preference, but like Ice Spice, I do not see type on that one. She looks so average to me, like an average light-skinned chick with a little bit of thickness. She's a little overweight to me. I'm a workout guy. I believe in working out your mind and your body and having a woman that has those same values.
But not only that, a black woman took pride in her looks, not covering them up like we see today. A lot of their looks are covered up, so you don't even really know what they look like.
Yep.
When they dismantle that costume, it's a totally different nigga up under there.
Yeah.
But I'm at third base, brother. I'm coming to third base.
There you go.
Now, Do you view any white women as beautiful?
Well, yes, I can say this as a man, because I'm still a man. Now I have my preference. My preference is black women, dark skin. In fact, that's my preference, right?
Right.
The darker the better for me. But I can look at a white woman or like Ice Spice or somebody like that. Like she's pretty in the face.
I mean, you don't even gotta have a desire to sleep with them. I'm just saying, just giving a white woman a compliment, saying, "Oh, she's beautiful."
Correct. Like I can look at that. I can look at that and say, like I was saying, Angelina Jolie from back then. There's a couple nowadays. But yeah, I can definitely, as a man, look at them and say, okay, yeah, she's pretty in this category.
Okay, now what if she was a racist?
Well, beauty
would you give her the same compliment?
It depends. Once again, if you're looking at the
come on now, come on, we talking about looks. This is something that you don't have a desire for, and you just giving her a compliment based on her looks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Would her white supremacy have anything to do with your judgment?
No, because if we're talking about, like I said earlier, if you're looking at a baseline animal attraction, you can look and it's based on physical looks where she's pretty, she's not. Once they start talking and all that, also adds to their overall beauty score. Like Goodbread was saying, she brings you peace, she's this. There's other variables that come into that. But just looking at, if you lined up 10 women and I didn't know who was what or what their thoughts were, if she was a gold digger, she was a racist, whoever, in that row, I can say pretty, not pretty, pretty, not pretty.
Okay. So, because we wasn't talking about the spirit of the black woman, because we know there's some fine black women out here with some devilish spirits. And if we give them compliments, we can't give the racist white woman a compliment. Because I'm gonna tell you something. You take this racist white woman, you take this black woman in the black community. Who does the most damage to the black man?
Oh, it's definitely the black woman.
Ooh, good point.
Why we calling her beautiful then?
God damn.
Why we calling her beautiful based on her color?
God damn.
Let's call her beautiful based on what she brings to the table and what she does for the black community. Because this is the thing that's making the black community ugly as a motherfucker.
Facts.
And when we talk about these kids and this hair and the self-esteem of our children, guess who's fucking it up? Guess who's killing the innocence of our children? The black woman.
Yeah, I think somehow we're on the same side.
Yeah, we on the same side, man. Are we just talking?
Yeah, I'm just saying, as far as the views, we had the same point of view. So I'm like, all right, I think he thinks I'm on the opposite side.
No, bro. We just talking, man. This is an open conversation, bro.
For the sake of the conversation, I think you make a lot of sense. I've always said, especially on my pages, that at first back in the day, you look at, we'll just say like, racism or white supremacy, you look at that, you have that, but what a lot of black men are realizing through child support, the abortion rates and all that, we're realizing that the enemy that's in our sheets is closer and more treacherous than the one that's in the streets. Because the streets is further away than your bedroom, ain't it? So the one that's sleeping next to you is the one that you got to watch out for. So, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of men, especially black men, we're waking up and understanding that, they're just not the same women that they were, that our grandmothers were. So these are the type of women, like you see all the ones like Dr. Dre's wife. You see what they're doing to what's his name from the Creed movie? I can't think of his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
Jonathan Majors.
Michael B. Jordan? Oh, Jonathan Majors. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. But I when you said Creed, because Michael B. Jordan got that black woman treatment too when they thought he was because his movie got boycotted.
Yeah. Remember, and they was it's just we got to understand as black men is they talk a lot of stuff, and this is how I see it, and this is how a lot of other men see it. But I'll just speak for myself. Is we saw, remember a couple of years ago when we had the riots and all that, and the picketing and all that, and
George Floyd,
Michael Brown, whatever. But George Floyd really set it off. And then a lot of us was pointing out like, oh, you know what? Ain't that Keisha that's in that picture floating around on Facebook? Oh, she done, you know what I'm saying? She done lied on her baby daddy. She done put him in jail. She done did all this. But for the photo op, they like, yeah, black men, this, that, and the other, race loyalty. But on a daily basis, a lot of black men are waking up and we're talking about it, where a lot of our women behind the scenes on a daily basis, they're not for black unity and black men.
Right.
You know, you have on the daily, you have to see that because of the child support and baby mama culture.
Yeah. Because not only that, but I mean, you know, when we talk about the riots or whatever, you got to think about the Jacob Blake situation, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was down on the police, but guess who called the police? His baby mama.
Yep.
She never got no flack for that shit.
And we know that nowadays, at least for the past 10 years, that's a death sentence. I don't trust. I have a rule I teach young men. If a woman calls the police on you, I don't care what it is. If you a black man and your woman calls the police on you, that's it. You should never talk to her again. You should end the relationship, because that means that in that moment, she did not care about your safety or your life. That's basically a death. It could be a death sentence.
Right.
Facts, guys. So we're going to get back on into this joint right here. You know what I mean? We're going to get back on into the psychological aspect of this whole, you know what I mean, black-white thing. But we see that already. We can already see that this is learned behavior, and it's learned through the whole, in school, guys, they teach us that white is pure and that black is negative. So everything with black, the color black, is given the negative connotation. Everything with the color white is given the angelic, you know what I mean? So you get conditioned to believe that black is whack and white is right, even though that's wrong.
Why is she the bad child?
Because she's black.
And why is he the ugly child?
Because he looks like he white.
Why is he the dumb child?
Because she has dark brown skin.
Why is she the bad child?
Because she makes fun of everybody else's skin color.
How much?
There are lots of different colors for skin.
I have questions for you about these pictures of different children.
After I read the question, I want you to point to the picture that fits the story.
Are children colorblind in America?
Show me the smart child.
Show me the mean child.
Can you show me the dumb child?
Show me the nice child.
Is bias measurable even at an early age?
Why is she the bad child?
Because she's black.
And why is he the ugly child?
Because he looks like he white.
Why is he the dumb child?
Because she has dark brown skin.
Why is she the bad child?
Because she makes fun of everybody else's skin color.
How much?
There are lots of
Of course, guys. What's your thoughts on that?
You want to go first, bro?
No, I'll let you go. Because I spoke on that one earlier.
Okay. You know where that's taught, right? That's taught at home.
Yes, sir.
The innocence of those. I'm gonna tell you, man. I mean, well, it kind of depends on the upbringing of the white kid, but the majority of black children, their innocence is lost at an early age. And depending on where they're growing up, like if it's in the hood, like if it's single mother raised, exposed to certain things that it shouldn't be exposed to, it's going to think like that. And it's going to hear certain things like, you ain't shit, fuck that nigga, your nappy ass hair, you ugly, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be exposed to a lot of negativity in the black community, and poverty and being poor. You're going to feel less than. Because black people always talk about struggle like that's a badge of honor. And like, even when you get shamed into settling or dealing with black women, you hear the term that they don't know your struggle, or they don't, you know what I'm saying? It's always some about some kind of negativity and some kind of struggle. Now, as far as white children, I mean, some white children grow up in fucked up areas, trailer park, trailer trash, whatever, right? But I never hear white kids growing up praising a trailer park. But you always hear niggas talking about the hood, and you ain't a real nigga if you ain't, you know what I'm saying, experience some bullshit like some jail, or you know what I'm saying, or did some crime, or
That's
you
a
know what I'm
fact,
saying.
yo. Yo, BZ, let me piggyback off of you real quick, bro. Not to cut you off, but you know how
But
what
you
you
did,
said
but go
is
ahead.
what you said right there is so lit. Nah, no, what you said right there is so lit, bro, and I don't want to lose the point that I had. Yo, bro, in the Tupac song, right, Dear Mama, you see how he highlights and lie and dig in that cat box? And to this day, niggas be thinking that that's a great song, like that Dear Mama shit, but then you got Eminem, the white boy, who tells the fucking truth in his song
Right.
about burying his moms and shit. And you know what I mean? Shit just crazy to me, yo. Shit crazy to me how shit work. But
And
go
he
ahead,
and
bro.
he spoke up on his baby mom. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So he was the first. I want to say he was one of the first motherfuckers that ever exposed the baby mama terrorists and had the
True.
guts to talk about it publicly.
Yeah, he
But
definitely he broke the mold with that one. He went a lot deeper than dudes. Dudes might throw a shot in or a line, but he made whole songs about it.
right. But back to these children, man. I mean, you gotta, man. It's so crazy, man. And you just gotta ask some black women to be honest and tell their true feelings about their upbringing and what they've been dealing with without having to have a backlash from their mom and you know what I'm saying, because your loyalty will be put into play, like, you know what I'm saying, like if you speak up on certain things, your mama might question your loyalty to her. Your family members might question your loyalty to them because you exposing certain things that was supposed to be a family secret.
That cat
And
box.
it's so many family secrets that are so toxic. And when you hear your mama say, don't be telling nobody my business, or don't be telling nobody the family business, because they know the family business is very, very embarrassing,
Right.
to say the least. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's why a lot of children get threatened before they even get out in society or before they go to school, because they know they don't want them truths to come out. You know what I'm saying?
Boom.
True.
Yes, I do.
True.
Because I mean, you see the number one killer of children and abuser of children are women.
Yes, sir.
So they gotta use force and intimidation to manipulate you.
Correct.
Yep.
I think before you came on, we were talking about that. Women, they can't force a man to do anything. They have to use persuasion, manipulation, mental mind games. But like a woman couldn't just walk up to you, just say, "Hey, get in the kitchen and do these dishes," and try and rough you up and manhandle you. It's just not going to happen. 9 times out of 10, a man's not going. Probably 9.5 times out of 10. But like you just said, it's mental manipulation. That's their number one tool. And that's what men have to understand is once you understand their true nature and what their tools in the toolbox is to get you to do something, it's mainly just sexual manipulation, mental manipulation, and shame. Those are the only 3 tools in their toolbox. And if you're aware of
Right.
that, it's nothing that they can, get over on you on.
That's a whole
Right.
fact. And with that said, we got the dean in the motherfucking class. What's going on, dean? 2 times you waited patiently, my guy.
No cap. No, what folk was saying. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't really got too much to say, man. What folk was just saying was very, very conducive. You know what I'm saying? He broke it down very wonderfully. Do you want me to read this?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it now. Mental slavery is the worst form of slavery. It gives you the illusion of freedom, makes you trust, love, and defend your oppressor while making an enemy of those who are trying to free you and open your eyes.
And your oppressor is your mother. That's who you should be looking for that reparation from. All right, guys? That's who got your reparation. All right, let's get back to this video because I got another piece. I got more to this. All right, guys.
You got another piece of chicken?
I was gonna ask him. I was gonna say, send me something. You
How much do kids learn from what they see and hear from adults?
Show me the child who has the skin color most adults like.
And show me the child who has a skin color most adults don't like.
These are questions that we, along with CNN's Soledad O'Brien and a team of psychologists hired by CNN, spent months investigating through tests, interviews with children and their parents. But they're questions that have been asked for decades. The first doll study ignited controversy in the 1940s when psychologists Kenneth and Mamie Clark pioneered studies in the effects of segregation in schools by asking African American kids to choose between black and white dolls. The so-called doll test found black kids overwhelmingly preferred white over black. Those results were at the center of the landmark 1954 Supreme Court case, Brown versus the Board of Education, that desegregated American schools. All
right, guys. Chime in on that, man. Chime in on that. What y'all feel about that? The doll test. I know I had a couple cousins that did not like black dolls, boy.
Did you ever ask them why, or did they ever tell you why?
I never asked them why. I ain't give a hell. I wasn't playing with them shits.
I mean, I think they was probably already trained to hate black people.
They was though, cause their mama beat the shit out of them. My auntie beat the shit out of them, so I know what time it is. Like I tell these people, my mama black.
I mean, like I don't know why. I mean, black people are in denial about the hatred that we have for each other, man. It's very scary for us to feel comfortable around each other when we are the biggest killers of each other. You know what I'm saying? And not only is it about murder or physical violence, but it's just a psychological hatred that we have for each other, and we like to see each other do bad for some reason. You know what I'm saying? And we like to cause pain and demise to each other as far as sabotaging one's financial stability or I mean, it's crazy, man. Like if you knew there was somebody that was having money in the hood, do you know it would be a plot to rob this man and possibly kill this man?
Facts.
That's a motherfucking fact.
And instead of somebody, coming to him, knocking on his door, tapping him on the shoulder, hey man, man, can you tell me some tips to be successful like you? That conversation wouldn't be had because pride will come into you know what I'm saying? You have to have a sense of humility to ask somebody questions and ask them for knowledge. And a lot of black people aren't built like that. They'd rather take from a black man, and hopefully that other black man is in a life of crime, so he won't call the police and hold you accountable, because that's what a lot of black people are hoping A lot of niggas are hoping when they violate another black person that they stick by this code to where we ain't supposed to call the police on each other, are we? You know what I'm saying? Or try to have that no snitching code or no, retaliation code, because they would rather you come back and kill them. You know what I'm saying? In retaliation than call the police. You know what I'm saying? But they pick their targets though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas pick them soft targets to where, a nigga ain't gonna do something to you. That's why you try to get away with bullying them or, taking advantage of them. Because they know if they go up in Beverly Hills or they go somewhere in a affluent white neighborhood and go do some shit, these white folks wouldn't hesitate on either shooting these niggas or calling the police and not dropping the charges because they feel sorry for a nigga, or you're going to intimidate them not to come to the grand jury or be a witness in your crime.
And that's not
It's
a
a cold
race thing.
psychological game that niggas play with each other.
And the bear, that's not a race thing either. You feel me? It's just white folk actually are not acquiescing to the dumb shit that black folk acquiesce to. We no snitch zone or this or that, whatever. You feel me? Like a black man will literally come and shoot your house up, and you know what I'm saying, your little daughter get killed, and because you ain't snitching or it's a no snitch thing. You know what I'm saying? This is the black, like this is the black code, and it's like, what's up with that?
I ain't gonna to keep it 100. The only real groups of people that hold that to the highest standard is white people. You got motorcycle gangs that will, man, they will make a demonstration out of a motherfucker that's disloyal, that is commits treason against a group. Asians do the same thing, and Mexicans do the same thing. But niggas is the only group of people that would know a nigga's a snitch and let him kick it in the hood.
It's crazy, man. Crazy.
That's so crazy, man. Word, guys. But yo, guys, we came to the conclusion of the show. It's Friday. I'm about to get in these streets. You know what I mean? So, yeah, guys, we take a turn closing the show out, giving our last spill. You know what I mean? I'll throw the music on. You know what I mean? Oh, I know. I'm gonna turn it down, the bell. Don't goddamn. I'm working on it. That's
Don't
3
mind me.
streams in a row. 3 streams in a row. No goddamn. Goddamn. The bell hit you with one of these shits in a minute. All right.
Oh, shit, don't mind me, man. I'm gonna go first, man.
Go ahead. Okay, Izzy.
Your boy, okay, Izzy, man. I check the kid out, man. Okay, let's talk about it on Instagram. Okay, let's talk about it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, check the kid out, man. We communicate because we want people to understand what's going on out here. It's a whole bunch of different topics, but we just want to make sure y'all are on point. You know what I'm saying? And I know I came late, but better late than never, man. I appreciate my brothers on the channel. I appreciate everybody jumping on the motherfucking channel. Hit that like button, subscription button, notification bell, and make sure y'all stay tuned in. You feel me? Because we gonna keep this content coming for y'all guys, man. And that's all I got to say, man.
Yo, appreciate you, brother. Okay, you already know, my guy. All right, Triple M.
Yeah.
This is the conclusion of the show right here. Yo, it's been a pleasure. It's been a motherfucking pleasure and an honor, man. I salute to you. Give us your last spill, your last take. And before you go, after you give us your last spill, last take, market what you need to market, man. Handle your handle, bro.
Okay. Yeah, I just like to say, I appreciate everybody on the panel. I appreciate you for having me. And I just want everybody to stay motivated, stay educated, and stay dedicated to being better than you were the day before. You can follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Same thing, Male Motivation Matrix.
Hey, can we get his link in the chat?
I'll put it again. I'll post it again. I think Triple M, you got to do something with YouTube to make it clickable. So you might have to go to like your Google and like accept like a two-way verification or some shit. Because I noticed when I posted the link in the chat, it didn't
wasn't clickable.
Yeah, it wasn't clickable. But I don't know from my end. The chat will have to tell me. But in the event, I'm gonna go drop it again.
Okay.
Sure. But go ahead, man. Continue.
Okay. Yeah, that was it. I was just, wrapping it up. Saying that I appreciate being on the channel. And yeah, keep bringing that heat.
No doubt. And bro, don't be no stranger. This is what we do. This is the real new manosphere right here. It's called the Righteous Sphere. And it's just a bunch of brothers that come together and we teach each other, man. Iron sharpens iron, bro. You know what I mean? It's no such thing as perfect people. And we just link pieces together to become whole. So that when we go back into the real world in our own personal lives, we're equipped for the bullshit, bro. You know what I mean? We don't simp. We don't hate women. We're not gonna play. We don't play them games, man.
Correct.
Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you too, bro. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, man. I just wanted to get the talk out. You know what I mean?
I know. I was like, damn, we agree. I think he sees me as the opera.
No. I was just trying to have a conversation, man. Cause I was just trying to bring it out.
And that was good. Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, he do that shit to us all of the time, bro. Trust me. He do that shit to me all of the time, bro. I ain't get no goddams though. I ain't get a goddamn. I almost got one though. I flirted with one.
Yeah, man.
I did jump out there. I knew it though. I clinched. I said, oh. Then I clinched my teeth like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah. Hey, man. And, a lot of, like what you guys was talking about earlier before I got on, man, when you guys was talking about, the wigs and weave and hair and lashes and all that type of stuff, man. Like I said, that self-esteem starts early in life. And when your mama starts calling you nappy headed and starts getting you to hate what your real hair looks like and damaging your hair to where it's to the point to where now you need a wig and you need to have extensions and all that weave and shit like that that's going to continue to damage your hair, man, I'm telling you right now, I don't know what black men prefers that and who black women are listening to put these disguises on and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, man, there ain't nothing like a real cute short haircut. You know what I'm saying? There's all kind of different short hairstyles that black women can wear naturally. And I used to see them growing up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's always an excuse of, oh, it take too much to do your real hair. It take too much. Man, it take a long time for you to get braided and twisted up and weaved up. It take a long time for that. And the cold thing about it, the long-term effects of that is gonna have you fucked up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, black women gotta take pride in what they look like, man. Stop worrying about what other people look like, man, and just appreciate what you look like. You know what I'm saying? Because there is some black men out here that want to see you in your natural state, that would prefer you in your natural state. You know what I'm saying? This man up here, thinks all y'all beautiful.
I knew he was going to go back to
but yeah, man, I mean, that's what it comes to, man. Just take some pride in yourself, man, and and change the stereotype about yourself and how you feel about yourself, because When you start hating yourself, you start hating what's around you too. And then you start getting jealous of other females for no apparent reason whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? You can't feel like a black man is obligated to fuck with you. There's other black men that might want to fuck with you while you worried about somebody else's man. You know what I'm saying? Why would you even want that man anyway? You know, what you gonna force yourself on him? Fuck with who want to fuck with you. And leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? That goes for man and woman. You know, but you know what I'm saying? We got some hell of a black women in this chat that show up all the time. You know what I'm saying? So as far as you know, I don't never hear them come up on a panel though like they need to, but you know, and say what they got to say. Jessica, Tamika, you know, but you know, but they hold it down though. So yeah, man, I just think that more black women need to talk to black women because you know, when we talk to them, we can talk to them and say, you know, whatever we want to say till we blue in the face. Is different when it comes from sister to sister. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, the negativity flows like a motherfucker when it's time for them to have a conversation about not giving a fuck about shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, because when you agree with everything that most of these black women say, the conversation flows like a motherfucker. But you know, the minute you start disagreeing, that's when your argument gonna start. You know what I'm saying? That's where the conflict starts, and that's where you start, you know, being less than a man, and your sexuality gets called into question and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So hey, man, we just need to learn how to talk to each other, communicate with each other, and disagree with each other, because you know, we all shouldn't be thinking the same. We all should have, you know, different point of views about everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's a fact. And we got my guy Steve T in the motherfucking class. Steve T, what's going on? Hold on, I'm working my way on over to the I-Live button. What's going on, Steve T? Salute and welcome to class, my guy.
Not much, man. I got the kid giveaway tomorrow, the infant giveaway in Battle Creek, Michigan. The city's showing love, man. I'm excited. I just left a couple dispensaries. I got a bunch of shirts I'm about to make. I've been out, and I'm home now. Got me an eighth. Got me a half a pint of 18 silver. I got me 3 little small things. I got me a infused pre-roll. I got me an ISO dark, Stellit. So I'm about to get lit, and then I'm getting lit tomorrow. About to get me some Super Mario so I can grow a little bigger. I'm gonna eat some flour, and then I'm gonna start blowing fireballs. You know the deal.
Yo, you the hardest working brother in the edible game, bro. So you deserve it, bro. And I'm proud of you, man. Word. Keep striving, bro.
Yeah.
And whatever you do, be safe, man.
Definitely be safe. You out there.
The only thing I wanted to say here, I'm looking at my channel for Decompress LLC. I got like 20 to 25 subscribers, bro. I know for a fucking fact that the righteous fear is stronger than that. And for me supporting a lot of people that's in here, if y'all don't want to support me, I'm going to put my foot up, yo. You know what it is. Ha!
Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Y'all, hey, listen, dog. Hey, shout out your motherfucking channel so these motherfuckers could goddamn subscribe right now, man.
The movement is
Steve T put in too much work for us, bro. He put in too much work for us from the beginning.
Steve T, let him know your channel so we can subscribe right now.
Decompress LLC, all one word. I got my EP on there. It's called The Artwork, which I threw in the chat. I don't know if a lot of people listen to it yet in what we do on the side for the Messenger and Facebook, but I don't think so. And it's kind of disturbing me because we supposed to be together, and I'm gonna start shitting on people sitting here throwing out all these little memes about righteous shit. when they don't even fuck with each other, man. It's either okay, it's Bread, it's me, and it's a couple other people, man. Zone, Zilla, a couple others. That's it. And I'm a historian, and I've been watching y'all. So you know what time it is. Hey, we already stumped out the world, so we ain't worrying about that no more. We ain't got time for the class no more, because it's stumped. Go. Now it's righteous fear time, man. And look, we're going to move forward, but I wanted to come here and talk a little bit, man, and I don't want to fuck up the show. I'm going to get off here. Please support, man. Please, please, please support, man.
Or Steve is saying, come up out that falsehood, guys. Stop playing. Stop playing Let's Pretend. Don't play Let's Pretend with yourself no more. Support, bro. It ain't going to hurt nobody, and it's free, and you ain't stopping nothing. You know what I mean? It ain't stopping nothing. Your one like is not going to stop nothing, man. So support. Hit that like button. Share the video. You know what I mean? We need each other, bro. All we got.
Yeah, besides that, man, I'm going to jump in the house, take me a nice little shit. Now I'm about to get frizzled, probably getting some guts real quick. Come back out, get frizzled, make some shirts, make some edibles, and get ready for tomorrow. Y'all take care, man. I've been watching the show. I just couldn't talk because I've been running around town. Take care. Much love. Righteous fear in the building. Ha! Hashtag righteous fear. Ha!
My guy, bro. But yeah, man. All right, man. We out of here, man. With that said, we out of here. It's a wrap, man. Those of you watching on the playback, 2 videos is about to appear. You know what I mean? Click either wall. You know what I mean? It's going to be some fun joint. And you could just binge watch, guys. Binge watch the channel, yo. It's good for the algos. We out of here, guys.
Hey, the bell don't know how to cook.
Yeah,